I only share my good news with certain people, even like certain family members. I just like won't even say nothing, won't probably bring it up or whatever. But you know who you can share your good news with. You should know as an adult. You should know.
Hey, best friend.
Hey, best friend.
We're back, girl. So let's jump right into it. The fact that I even have to say you can't date my ex in 2025 is wow.
That's like insane. Like, because that's like that should be like common sense. Like, it's
You
not.
would think it would be common sense in this age, but I mean, it's happening every day.
Girl, you remember when we thought it was just common sense to not mess with your friends, man?
I feel like times have changed and now we have to like actually communicate that. Like at one point in time, it was like a girl code where you just knew like your friend's ex was off limits. But now I feel like with social media and so much celebrity, you know how celebrities, they keep like swapping out girlfriends. It's like
Recycling.
recycling girlfriends. It's like the same 6 or 7 celebrity girls that date all the celebrity guys. So I feel like that has a big part to do with why we now have to state like, okay, girl, you can't date my man. Like if I've dated somebody, like he should be off limits to you.
Right. But I also think that could be, like, you know how sometimes people don't know all your exes and stuff like that. So you could cross paths potentially, but somebody's man, your girl's
But
man.
if we friends, like
you know
the people who I've dated, you know the people who I've talked, because I've probably talked to you
Right.
about these people.
Right.
So you have a good idea of the people that I've dated because I'm sure I've mentioned them at some point in
Right.
passing. So I don't feel like that's like an excuse. I mean,
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, like if they were just like somebody just talked to or whatever and nobody knew about it, it was just
Right.
something or
that's
whatever.
different if it was like a one-off where you like just casually,
Right.
you know, spoke with somebody over a course of time. But I'm saying like actually dating.
Yes, definitely off limits.
If I was in a relationship with you
Definitely.
and then 2 months later you with my friend, like that's
Yeah,
weird.
that's cringy anyways. And also I just feel like the morals and the, like, nobody has that shame anymore. You know, like some things used to be shamed and frowned upon. Now everything is just so acceptable that nobody just cares or
Do
something
you think
like
that has a lot to do with social media, like them seeing, I guess, or it being publicized on social media about, oh, you know, all these friends that have dated guys that their friends dated? Do you think that plays a part in why we think it's not acceptable?
Yes, because that could be some sort of validation to some woman out there, just like, oh, well, she did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in reality, it should just be that girl code to just not cross those boundaries. Like, no, my friend or my homegirl, even if it's a homegirl,
Yeah.
I feel like you shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Because I've been in situations where people have dated my exes and been around me, drove my car, you know, hung out with me. And then when I found out they was messing around with my ex, my boyfriend at the time, they was like, oh, we wasn't friends.
No, so they just invalidated the whole
Right.
friendship to make it okay.
Exactly.
That they were dating your ex. Like,
Right.
oh, we was never friends. But you was doing my hair, you was driving my car all around town, and we wasn't friends.
Hello, we hanging
That's-
out, we going out to eat. You know, it's just things changed. And in my eyes, you know, we good. We cool at least, or we
Right.
homegirls. So I just thought that,
I
you know.
trust you enough to let you drive my car. We are definitely
You ain't on my car
homegirls,
insurance.
right? We definitely homegirls.
Definitely.
So for you to say we not friends and to make that like a thing, yeah, no. So do you think it's the same when it comes to men? Because I know women, we have our girl code and things that we, share. But do you think it's different for men, like dating others' exes? Do you think that's a thing? Like, or do men not care about that stuff? Can men, like, a man is not going to get mad with his friend because he's dating one of his exes or somebody he
I
talked to?
feel like a ex, yes, it should be a level of boundaries.
But I'm saying, do you think men uphold that same code? Like,
No, they don't.
So men are more lax when it comes
For sure.
Okay.
Because some guys do feel a way, but I feel like men can just sleep around, you know what I mean? Like, not saying that women can't,
Right.
but it's like predominantly men that does that. So a man could have just, slept with this one girl, and then your friend so happened to, get with her or whatever. I don't think nothing is wrong with that because it wasn't a relationship. Right. But I feel like relationship wise, I just feel altogether across the board, it should just not be. Either if it's a woman or a man, like if your friend they went together, they was together for years, or even just said that they was a couple, it should just be off limits for sure.
Right. Okay. Because I feel like it's kind of like not really a double standard, but it's a double standard. I feel like with women, we're more emotional. And so if our friends date somebody we've ever dated, I think it's like, it's a big thing. Like it's a big blowout. But I think when it comes to men want to act more like laid back, like more chill.
No,
they don't
you're gonna notice too. They're gonna be like, bro, why her? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could have chose anybody else, but why her? Because it could have been she hurt him or something like that, or it just was like he really loved her. Right. So it's like, he don't want to see you loving on his ex-girl, But
I just think men kind of like brush over it more. Like,
no, even sometimes if it was just like a little fling or something, or just something to do.
So you think men will really go toe-to-toe about, like... I don't know. We gonna have to ask the men. Men, what do you think? If you're tuning in and you're watching, are you gonna be mad with your homeboy if he doubles back and talks to one of your exes? Like, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat, because I really think men are more like... I would like to think men are more like laid back.
I feel like men are more catty. Like,
really?
These men are catty. Like, I don't feel like it's they don't want nobody, because they always want to feel like they can double back at some point. It might not be all the time that they probably want to double back with that certain someone, even if it was like a fling or somebody, that they were just talking to. They want to get back in. So at some point, if they like her, they want to get back in. So they'll feel like, you done messed up my chances because now I don't want to double cross you. Or sometimes they would just actually fall out just so that he can get back in, and then feel like, you see, you ain't have no pull like you thought you did,
Oh my God. Okay, so the men out here, so just like we got a girl code, they got a bro code.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so for sure. Especially like I said, if they was dating, even sometimes when it be like a little side girl or just a little fling to somebody you getting up through that, because those ladies can last a long time. You know that they could have been dealt with that lady for like 5 years or so, and they don't want nobody digging in their pot now.
I can see, when you put it like that, I can see that happening.
Definitely.
I can see that being a thing. Okay, so let me tell you where I stand on girl code and like friends. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm very particular. So I don't want anyone my friend has ever crossed paths with. Like, if y'all talked, if y'all went out on a date, if it don't matter what the relationship was, if y'all was chatting in DMs back and forth, if they show interest in you, like you, I don't want them.
Yes, it's definitely like cringy. I remember
I don't want them. Like, I don't want nothing that my friend has, or, that's not my speed.
Definitely, I agree. Like I said, if it was just like somebody that, you probably just got up with, and like your friend never knew, and then it just like something like that just happened, that's just literally like a mistake. But like once it is awkward. It's very much so awkward. And I myself definitely don't want nobody that my friend done had, because it's like, that's my, you know what I mean? Like, you dealt with my friend or whatever, or like, you're my friend, man. And that, I don't even looking at my friend, man, like that. Sometimes, like, it's to a point where I probably wouldn't even know how my friend, man, look, because I'm not looking at them in their eyes. I'm not, you know what I mean? Certain things I just like, what's up, bro? Or what's up, such and such. How you doing? And I'm gonna be respectful about it. I'm I'm not even that friend that just be all over them like brother and all this calling their phone and chatting with them and I just feel like
I'm cordial.
I'm definitely cordial,
but I'm not like over the top.
Right.
Yeah.
If I need a call and say, oh, we want to plan something for her, I'm gonna do that.
Right.
But I'm not gonna call your man. I'm not gonna text him, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna just make it an awkward situation or whatever. Like, it's just like a no for me. Like anything remotely about being awkward is just off. Like, you can see DMs and stuff and we all know stuff and like, and you send it or whatever, that's different. But some women just like take it upon themselves to just be extremely too friendly. Like they wanna, oh brother, come, get me, or I wanna come out to eat too. You know what I mean? Just making it like I said, it's all into you and your friend, how y'all run things. But I just feel like myself personally, I just don't want to cross those boundaries.
Okay. I get that. Yeah, I just feel like once like you've shown interest in my friend, like that's pretty much it for like I don't care if it was like you trying to talk to her and she never like responded or didn't want to talk to you back. It's like as soon as you cross that line where you wanted to talk to her or you you found her attractive or something, it's like it's a no for me. Like
definitely.
And it has nothing to do with, oh, he tried to talk to my friend. It's just like I'm not interested in anything that is remotely interested. Like if you're interested in my friend, like leave that over there. We got
That's why I feel like
draw a line.
That's why too I feel like it's important to tell your friend like, even sometimes girls say, oh, she just said, oh, he tried to talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a person, I'm going to tell you, it's like, oh, yeah, he tried to talk to me, or he was in my DM, or something like that. But I never reached back out, or I never said anything. So now I'm putting it upon you. If that's something you want to do, that's cool. But I don't got no interest in him, or whatever. And I feel like some men use that as a little leverage. Like, okay, you didn't want to talk to me, but now I got your girl, you know?
Oh,
so,
I can see that.
So now it's just like, what's your motive?
I also feel like too, okay, you try to talk to my friend, she don't want to talk to you. I feel like even if I go and, start talking to you or dating you, at some point you are attracted to my friend.
Right, and we're going to be in places.
Because you tried to talk to my friend before, so I don't know how I feel about that. That's just not like the have in the back of your mind like, okay, he might not be attracted to her anymore, but at one point he was attracted to your friend because he initiated some type of contact in order to date her. So
or try to date her.
Right. So yeah, that's why I say like once certain boundaries are crossed or once I find out like certain things like that, I'm just not interested. Like
I agree.
We can't do nothing.
I agree because it's like I'm like funny acting anyway, so it's like once they already be like, oh yeah, he tried to talk to me, or he liked me at one point, or he grabbed my butt, or something in the club and just even down to I was at the bar and he just bought me a drink. I'm be like, oh no, like that's not my type of dude because he likes my friend, and I think that like don't never kind of go away because it's some level of attraction there.
Yeah, it's definitely a level of attraction there. Because if it wasn't you, why were you trying to pursue her?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
All right. So what do you think about the historical girl code? Like girl code back in the day versus girl code now. Do you think there was a difference? Like back in the day, do you think like our parents, they girl code was different? Like, or do you think like?
I think it's definitely a difference. I feel like even though I remember like, my aunts or something like that probably like dated somebody that my other aunt or whatever used to date, and they're not sisters, but I'm saying I done seen that in families, and I don't think it was a big thing because it just was, they all knew each other or something like that, and they just probably all hung out. Yeah. But I feel like as time progresses and we get smarter, we know better, things evolve. Yeah. So I feel like nowadays you shouldn't do it. It's so many people in the world. I feel like it was less people in the world then, you know what I mean? So, and people less in your community or something like that, and less people that you knew and had access to. Okay. But I feel like now we have a broader place where we have access to all kind of people. social media is big, and it's like over 7-8 billion people in the world.
Oh, you made a good point. So you think because social media has entered the chat, back in the day they didn't have social media, so they were limited to the
Very
people
much
that
so
were
limited.
in their community. It was more so okay to date people's exes. That makes perfect sense to me.
Yes, because you got to think.
Yeah.
You had to be walking or have a car or something like that
I didn't even think about it like that. Okay, that makes perfect sense.
Somebody like now you can just get on the internet, open your app in your phone, and now you chatting with somebody way in Chicago or way in Washington somewhere, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like your access is different. So I feel like it shouldn't be no reason you should date your friend's ex.
Because you got a wide range of fish to pull from the sea. You can fish all over.
Definitely can fish
via
all over.
social media.
Exactly. Not even that. It's other apps, dating apps and stuff like that, people get on and chat on and stuff like that. So I just feel like at this point, if you date your friend's ex, you want it to.
Yeah.
You're just being sleazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're just not a good friend.
You're not a good friend.
Yeah.
And I feel like I said, it's just a level of morals. Okay. For sure.
So basically, girl code started crumbling when social media and all these different dating apps entered the chat.
No, I think it got better,
Okay, you think it got better?
I think it got better because, like I said, back then
they didn't have
all those
So you think
avenues.
it improved the way we date because it gave us more access to more people?
Well, more people, of course. So that's why I feel like you shouldn't be even close to dating your friend's ex or, somebody that they dealt with, because everybody has cars now. People travel. They're very traveled now. So it's like it shouldn't go on at all. It's not a part of the girl code.
Okay.
And you shouldn't even want to, period.
So I'm going to ask you this then. So with girl code, do you think material obsessions play a role in the way the world is now and how women break girl code? Like, say, for instance, when I say material obsessions, I mean okay, your boyfriend or your spouse is buying you all this nice stuff. He buys you nice jewelry, nice cars. He takes very good care of you. And so other women see that. And so then that makes them be like, oh, well, dang, she getting all this, she getting all that. Ouch. Who is her man? That makes them curious by mind, like, who's she dating? And then, so do you think that has something to do with breaking girl code? Because now women are more in tune to break girl code because they want the things that you're getting. They want those material obsessions. They want the jewelry. They want the cars you get in. They want to live in the house you live in.
But that tends to be jealousy. You know what I mean? That's why you should clap for your friend and be supportive always, because if I see the jealousy, if I'm calling you and I'm telling you ooh, Bay just snapped. He just, took me here or just bought me this and that. And I'm just super excited. And, somebody could be dull on the phone. They're just be like, oh, you know what I mean? Instead of being like, oh, bitch, what? You know what I'm saying? Give me the tea. What? How did he do it? You know what I mean? Just be really excited for you. I feel like it's a problem there because somewhere down the line, you're either not getting the same things from your person or the people you're talking to or dating. And that could tend to bring jealousy. So myself, I kind of don't be wanting to share my good news. I'm a person, if it's not really with you or my main day-to-day friends, I just overpass the things that I get or have because I don't want to create a jealous space.
Right.
And some women, they will act like they are cool with you or they're, dealing with you, but then they see those things and they just tend to now he looking real good. You know what I mean? Now he's looking real snacky, and it's girl.
I feel like in the world we live in now, material obsession has definitely clouded sisterhood and girl code. I think when people see those bright, sparkly things that they want, they see the money, the houses, the cars, the jewelry.
The mindset changes.
Now, like you said, your friend who was she was doing your hair and you was letting her dry your car. And now, she see your boyfriend. That's oh, we ain't friends.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the material obsessions.
Of course.
That's how I feel. It's like the sisterhood is out the window. Once they find out you getting all those things, they like, oh girl, I wasn't her friend.
Yeah, she just.
If they feel like they can get in your spot and get those things, it's like, oh, we was never friends. Like I wasn't her friend. I wasn't friends with her.
But see, that's the thing. Once you think you know, and you really don't know. So I really don't even mind those outsiders or people that you could consider, like I said, a homegirl, and they do stuff like that. It just shows their character, and I'm glad that I seen it, and it just move you out the way. But you're never gonna get the same things I get. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you probably get sex or something like that, but you ain't gonna get the same things that I'm getting, because we're two different people.
But then also too, people don't know the inside of it. Everything looks good on the outside, so you don't know what I'm doing to get those things. You don't know what.
But you don't even know what I'm doing. It's just like you don't know how he liked me. You just looking on the outside in, and then you never know. I could have been abused. I could have, endured so much, and you don't even know. And then when you get on there,
see the glitz and glam.
Exactly. But see, when you get on there, it might turn it up a notch, because he might be more angrier than he was with me. So now you might be wearing them butt whoopings or something like that, and not even knowing, like, you know what I mean? That type of personality exists in this person, because I'm looking all happy all the time, or I'm looking all, you know what I mean, glammed up or something like that. It be an exterior sometimes.
Right.
And a lot of women don't understand that.
Right.
And so that's the biggest part about it. You should never want somebody else's position or a lifestyle, because you just never know what they're going through, or you never know how it is in their actual relationship.
Okay.
What was the girl code like when you was growing up?
I mean, we grew up in the same time. So, I mean, girl code, I think when we were coming up, that's when it started getting shaky. That's when territory start being, a little rocky. I think within our immediate circle,
of course,
girl code was strict.
For sure.
We stood on that.
For sure.
But I can't say the same for our peers. Like, I definitely remember some times where girl code was being like broken, or we've seen things that
of course
should not have probably went on but did. So I would say girl code when we were coming up, that's around the time it started getting like tricky.
Right, very much so.
It started going out the window. Things started being overlooked. People started dating each other's exes.
But again, like I said, social media wasn't a thing. We had probably MySpace or something, and that came a little after. But
we had like MySpace, and then like Facebook came like
way
when we were
after.
like out of high school, college. Facebook started to enter the chat.
So it was still limited. So you got to give probably a little grace or whatever, because you know that it's even women that you may know that has children by their friends, or their ex-friends, or homegirl's man or something like that. So, like I said, I could give them grace because it was a limit.
I
was
remember
a limitation.
being on the cheerleading team in high school, and them girls used to be going through, baby, because it was always somebody on the cheerleading team dating somebody's man, or it was always just some drama. So And with cheerleading, that's like a sisterhood. That's like you feel me? We bond real tight in cheerleading. So like for girls to be dating other girls, men or boyfriends, and then having babies by them.
But again, like you said, it was the material obsession. Back then you couldn't hold no water. You was like, oh, my man was doing this. Oh, he did this for me. He bought me this. And it's a show. It was more so a greater show off. Now women that became closed into what they want to be shown or want people to see, because they know women could be sneaky and underhanded and things like that. So I feel like I can give a little grace for back then, because like I said, we didn't have social media and stuff like that. So we had to be walking, riding. And not all your friends even had a car. It's probably one out of the group had a car, and you was able to get places. And some people had limited access too, because their parents didn't let them come out like that. True. Because mine was strict.
They were strict, but
Very
honey, once
much
I entered the chat, honey, I got you outside.
Period. And
Because your parents liked me. They trusted me. They knew I was a well-rounded young lady.
And once I got off the porch, it was up and it was stuck. Okay?
Yes. Okay, so when did you first realize that girls were not honoring the girl code? Like, when did it hit you like, okay, girls ain't really like honoring this girl code thing? Was it when your friend dated your...
Like I said, I ain't gonna consider her a friend,
Okay.
but it wasn't really that. I remember times where like prior exes done said, "Oh, you better watch her because
Oh, baby. Give you that side. You better watch her.
You better watch her or something like that because we was also, like open with each other. Like, how like you can really be like brother and all of that. And it was more so like, we like sister, brother type or whatever. And we all can hang out and do things.
Right.
But then when you start seeing that one friend just getting a little touchy, a little friendlier, and then you just was like, okay, I got to either remove her out the chat or remove him. So it was just like one of those things because, again, when they see things that you're getting, and we were younger, and imagine all the things that we was getting from our male friends or our boyfriends and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, I literally had, I'm going to say, like, my first or whatever, he did any and everything for me. I mean, like, gave me his whole check type thing. You know what I mean? Had it made in the check. And then I also still, no, I'm not proud of those things, but I also had other guys and stuff like that was doing things on top of that. So, of course, people can look at it like, dang, why she getting all this, I want I want in on it too and just try to be underhanded and get with one of them at least and just
like,
feel
you got so many, like she date multiple people, so it shouldn't matter that I'm gonna talk to this one guy who she talked to.
No, don't keep my roster or my list back then was mine. Leave them alone.
Listen.
They
off limits.
Off limits. So I feel like that's when it all changed, when you start seeing the different interactions, what's happening. But overall, it just got like flaky for sure back then. Definitely for sure. So Case, have you ever had a friend violate girl code with you?
Oh, have I ever had a friend violate girl code? I'm one of them girls where like, you break girl code with me, it's like, it ain't no pressure. Like, I'm P. It ain't no pressure. Like, I'm gonna move around. Like, but I'm sure, I mean, I don't want to talk about it on camera, but I'm sure I have had maybe one or two, maybe 3 incidents where somebody has broken girl code. And I mean, like, it's like, okay, we here, I'm gonna move around.
Right.
Have that. You need that, babe. I don't need that. Like,
I feel like for sure, like if it's just a certain person or whatever, like I don't know, I probably wouldn't want to be their friend no more. Like if it was like an ex, that you was with for years and I was with for years or something, I'm out. Like I don't even probably want to deal with him either. Like you know
that's
what I mean?
I'm saying. Like both of y'all can be out. Like I'm gonna move around. Like I'm good. I'm always one of them people where I ain't never really like. I hate to say it like that. But I'm never really like tripping on nothing like that.
Me either. But
I'm gonna take the lick and I'm gonna just
for sure
move around. I'm gonna dismiss myself from the situation and I'm gonna keep moving because it's like, okay, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I don't think I had a friend that did that though. Like not a friend, like not one of my exes, but like I'm saying like a homegirl. I done had that happen to me before, but
like a homegirl,
like
not a close friend.
No, with one of my exes, no, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, what's the most disrespectful girl code violation you think a girl can make? Like, what's like off the charts? Like, if you do this, we might have to fight behind this, like girl code violation. What's the most disrespectful girl code violation? I
feel like they got up in my house or something like that. Like they got together.
They came in your house?
Yeah, no, I ain't never witnessed that, but I'm saying like I think that would be the worst I would experience. But I've never experienced.
That's the level of disrespect I don't never want to have to have happen.
The police need to be called.
The coroner need to be called. If you in my house. You in my house?
Yeah, that's just too much.
That's the level of disrespect we cannot come from.
Yes, I think that's just extremely like distasteful. It's like you shouldn't even want to do that. Like That's what I'm saying. I don't even like girls that be on that type of time. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I just feel like I like women with respect for themselves. They handle themselves with decorum. Like, they think
a
highly.
lady. I like a lady.
You know,
Be a lady.
They ain't nothing like they ain't messed up about no man. Like, also, and again, I don't even like to hang around women that's like real pressed about like men that's always just talking about it. Man.
Yeah.
Those aren't my type of girls. You know what I mean? It's because it's more to life than men. Not saying that we're in this life to potentially date, be happy, find our lover.
And we know you love your spouse and all that, but focus on some more things.
But it's more things.
You don't have to share all that with your friends. Like we said, like certain things you just don't have to discuss with your friends. Like if you happy in your relationship, it will show.
Definitely show.
You ain't gotta be telling them everything that he doing or running down conversations that y'all having because it's pointless.
Right.
And when you're doing those things, you're basically you're advertising your man to your friends.
But I feel like you should be able to discuss the things you're happy about. You know what I mean? Because
you should definitely be able to discuss it, but to a certain level. You need to know, as an adult now, especially, you need to know. Like back in the days, your mom and them used to always tell you, don't be telling all these women all your business. Like, I feel like women back in the day was just like so more like poised when it came to dating. Like, your mama was never finna get on the phone with her homegirl and tell her what your dad did or what all your dad was doing. Oh, he paying all the bills over here. He doing it. No. Like.
No, I think they did. I ain't gonna lie. I think they did.
No, really?
I do think they did. I do.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely did. But it's like I said, you got some good friends that you can tell these things to, or be open about. Like, girl, I'm so happy. Like, you know, everything is just this and that, and like really giving details. And you should be able to. You shouldn't always have to be so closed in because it just makes it boring, kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like, I want to share this stuff. Like, I'm happy. I'm excited. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's some women that probably never had that. Never had somebody to take them to the next level like that. So it's like, it's a level of them wanting to just share their happiness and stuff. So I can get both sides, but it's like, I done seen the other side of things too. So I am more like, I ain't closed-lipped. Like, I'm very much so a secretive person.
You should definitely be very, very, very selective in who you share these things with, because not everybody is going to be happy for you. Mm-hmm. And then some people just don't have good intentions. I mean, I hate to say that, but it's just the truth. Like, everybody don't have good intentions. So you can share that.
They're probably praying on your downfall.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad to say, but we live in a world where it's crazy.
For sure. I get that.
Yeah, so, I mean, share with who you very comfortable with sharing with.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, I only share my good news with certain people. Even, like, certain family members, I just, like, won't even say nothing, won't probably bring it up or whatever. But, you know who you can share your good news with. You should know. As an adult, you should know.
Do you think celebrity behavior influences regular women? Like what we see, like all the Instagram influencers do, like how they be.
Of course.
So you think that's the thing? Like girls really be out here doing stuff because they see all these influencer girls like living a certain way or doing a certain thing.
Yes, because they want to be treated in that same manner. You know, some of those things, like I say to you all the time, it's faulty. It's not real. So that's why I never look at social media women for real and just be like, oh, I want her life, or I want to be doing these things that she's doing. I honestly don't like follow behind people like that. Like, because I know they could be living a lie, like, or it could have took them a lot to get there. And I mean, like, they could have been prostituting to get to that spot. They could be, degrading themselves. They could be doing a lot of different things just to get in those spots. And I feel like I just don't look up to people like that or look at their relationships or look at their social media platforms to see like, well, I want that lifestyle, because I know that it's just a lot of that stuff is just fairy tale. Right. I feel like social media to me for real is just not a real place.
Right, it's a fairyland.
It's a fairyland for sure. Like, because you think you could be whoever you want to be. You definitely could be whoever you want to be on there. It's some women
they ain't living how they portray they living.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just a whole facade. Like, it's not real.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely think especially women influencers in general, a lot of the big women influencers they doing their job. I mean, their job is to influence. So, right. I mean, they doing the job and they doing a good job at it, because a lot of these young women are really following behind their every footsteps. They got that kind of I'm gonna get mine mentality. Like they going for everything that they see that is glittery and sparkly and everything that's about like a lifestyle.
Right. We used to have music that we listened to, like I'm gonna say like a Trina, a Kaya. Right. You know what I mean? We listened to those lyrics and we, tried to mimic those things. Right. But I feel like it still was a limitation. Like it wasn't
we had boundaries.
Boundaries,
right. It was only so far we were willing to go. Like, these girls now they going like they ain't got no limit. The boundaries have been stretched. The boundaries are there any boundaries anymore?
I don't think so. I really don't think so, because they would go low and degrade themselves, and not all women, but it's a lot of women that will really go below just to get that lifestyle. So they're not working, they're not, in a space of like check to check or trying to find money or living with their parents or something like that. They're just trying to say they're finding their way or something like that, which I believe you should stay with your parents as long as you can and to gather yourself for yourself. Right. Like people are looking at it as, a man's supposed to just put me in these spaces or whatever. And I feel like that's not true. No. I feel like you should be able to gather yourself, and then if a man come along and pick you up higher, then that's a plus, because if you're just only gonna depend on him, what do you have to fall back on? Yeah.
So basically what I'm hearing, best friend, is like girl code is out the window. It ain't really no more girl code.
I feel like it is still in the window. It should be, because like I said, it's a broader field. Yeah. You can go far.
We feel like it should be, but is it happening? Is girl code really happening? Like, are women like standing up for other women, not dating they men, and for like?
It's like I feel like it's definitely being broken, and I only feel like it's been broken because the guy probably has a lot of access. You know what I mean? Like if this one particular guy has a whole lot of access in a lot of different places and he's subjected to a lot of different women, that can cause the girl code to go out the window as well.
But it should not, because the girl code should be with the girls. So like if you out and you meet a man or you meet someone, you should be asking questions. And the minute you find out that he either has a spouse or a girlfriend or somebody that he's dating, is that not like a signal to like back off or be like, oh, okay, I'm good, like I don't do that type, or is that not a thing no more? Like, oh, you got a girlfriend, I don't date people who got girlfriends, or I don't date married men. Like, what happened to that? You quiet, best friend. Like, what's up?
I just feel like things can happen. Like, the girl code is one thing, but like I feel like things can happen. And
like, what kind of things though? Because I'm just trying to figure out what kind of things can happen where you out here and you meet somebody and they tell you you got a girlfriend. They got a girlfriend. You like, oh, okay, cool. I'm fine with that.
Like I just said, things can happen. Like I wouldn't say like it is a late age of mine. I don't really, like I said, I'm saying like when you younger, things have happened and stuff like that.
I understand. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I understand that things happen, but in the world where girl code should exist, those type of things shouldn't be happening.
Because you got to think about it. This is the world today. You know what I mean? And back then, you don't know that lady. Like, that's a different thing. Like, I don't know her. You know what I mean? That's different. But a girl code is your girls. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if...
Okay, so let's explain. Oh, I'm glad you said that now, because let's get into it. So let's explain this. So girl code only applies if it's your friend. If it's not your friend, then girl code doesn't apply.
I feel like if it's your homegirl, your friend, it applies because you know those people, they have access to you.
Right.
But if you don't know this person or whatever, you know, and that's what you want to do, that's up to you, because a man gonna choose his person. You know what I mean? It really kind of don't matter, because people get left all the time. You know what I mean? So we can't sit there and dictate and say, oh no, he should stay stuck with her or whatever, because if another woman come in the picture, he might have liked that person, and he might like that person more than he liked his significant other at that time.
Okay, but that's cool. All that is fine and dandy. But if he does like her more than he likes his significant other, then he needs to end one before he starts the other.
I agree. But some women, you know what?
So I feel like if girl code, if like true girl code were like, it didn't matter about whether we was friends or not. If true girl code where it's like any woman in the world, if you run into a man and he say he has a spouse or a significant other, it's like hands off. Like,
it should be that way.
Yeah, like hands off.
Life
like,
would be great, right?
Maybe we'll be in fairyland, pixie dust.
Right, flying everywhere. Let's be real frank here. That's not what goes on in today's society at all.
We know that's not what goes on.
Or even back in the day.
Yeah.
It's never been that, because you got to think.
We know it's never been that, but that's really and truly what girl code should be. That should be the standard for girl code. Do you know how different the world would be?
Of course.
If women put their foot down and they did not engage with men that had wives or girlfriends? Do you know how much
the world would
different the world would be?
Fairyland. You know what I mean? Honestly, it will be fairyland. But like I said, we got to think in reality. It's just not like that. Like, you don't know that lady. You don't owe her any loyalty. Her person owes her the loyalty, honestly.
Definitely, her person definitely owes her the loyalty. But in true girl code, women should have loyalty amongst each other as well.
Okay, so best friend.
Yes.
Have you broken any girl codes where you feel like, okay, no, I'm not going to date this guy because he's in a relationship? Or
of course. I mean, we were all young at one point, and when you out there young and living, you ain't focused on nobody else. You focused on yourself, what you doing, how it's making you feel, and you know, so you just going with the flow. So of course, I'm sure somewhere along the lines in my, I'm not gonna tell my age on here, but in my over 30 years of living, I'm sure at some point I have broken girl code.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
of course. All right, best friend. Let's talk about this whole soul ties concept. Do you believe in soul ties? A soul tie. Okay, like say for instance, you're dating someone, you guys are intimate, and basically they say when you're dating someone and you guys are intimate, you basically swap things from each other's like souls, or like from you gain stuff from them, they gain things from you. Sometimes it's good stuff, sometimes it's bad stuff. Like it can be anything being swapped between the soul ties. Like
I think it is. So that's why I'm very kind of like iffy with guys who I like sleep with or whatever. It's like guys I probably known forever and was like, we dated, we went out on dates, hella dates, and I never slept with them because there wasn't my trim of a man, you know, that I wanted to get in bed with. So I do believe that soul ties definitely is a big thing, and you should, especially at a certain age, be more like standoffish with who you sleep with. It shouldn't just be anybody, or just, I just met this guy. Very selective, very much so selective. It shouldn't just be, I met this guy at the club and we just went home and we, you know, had casual sex or something like that. I feel like you should definitely choose better with doing stuff like that. But like, again, I don't hold no judgment to what others do. I just know that I'm not that type of person.
Right. because you don't want to be 2 months, a month down the line, and now you're carrying things that he carried from the soul tie swap, whether it be, because you can exchange things like anxiety, depression, anger. It could be anything being exchanged in these soul ties.
But also, I'm a person that I got to be dated.
Yeah,
Like,
you got to be
have
courted.
yeah, very much so. And you have to date me. You have to let me know you like me and all of that. Like, I got to feel comfortable, with you. So if I don't feel comfortable with you, or I'm not dated, how can I get into bed with you? Or I don't even, that's how a lot of things happen too. You don't even know these guys' names, first or last name. You just know them by a nickname or something like that. And you already, had sex with them, and you could get pregnant, or anything could happen. You ain't even never know that guy.
Casual sex at this age is not a thing.
I don't feel like there was a,
That
like
should
I
not
said,
be a thing. Casual. I mean, to each his own, but to be out here casual in this world, in this day and age, in this time,
just me.
crazy.
I always liked to be dated. Like, I've been raised in a 2-parent household, so I feel like I've always seen my parents date. So I feel like if somebody wants you, they're gonna date you.
Right.
So if they didn't want you or to see themselves in a relationship with you, they're just screwing around with you. I never really want to feel like somebody's just messing around with me. Like, if anything, if I was just messing around with them, and like I had the upper hand where I'm calling you when I want to hang out or chill or get up with you, you not calling me. Like, you can't call my phone at 11 o'clock at night talking about you coming over. If you're not my man, ain't no way. You know what I mean? Like, no. So, Case, how much of this is about wanting the man versus wanting what he represents?
In this society, women go more so based off of what a man represents versus who the man actually is. I think we go off of like image. If he looks like he has like power, if he looks like he's wealthy, if he looks like he's a certain kind of man, I think image and perception is like everything now versus like getting to know somebody and actually knowing, because you can get with somebody and think that they're this caliber of a man, and then you quickly find out that you've been wrong, you've been bamboozled.
Right. And that's how I am. I'm quick to unclothe them, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like, I'm quick
You're going to get to the bottom of all the...
That's why I like to be dated. I want to get to know you. I want to know about you, to know that you might be a psychopath or something like that. And if I give you some or something like that, now you done turn crazy on me, and you stalking me or you harassing me. These type of things can happen. So when you get to know people and you can see their flaws up front, because in a while it's gonna come out. Right. So that's why I like to give it some time to understand, like, oh nah, he's a good guy, or oh no, he's crazy.
For me, it's gonna always be about the man. I'm never about what the man represents, because under all that, I need to know who you really are. So it's never about what you represent to me. I need to know the real you. I got to break down and get to the real you.
Right, because there's some men out there that is not flashy at all. Right. And they have a whole lot to bring to the table. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like, and you can see the guy that is flashy, he got this and that going on, and that's all he got to his name. Like, that's it.
Yeah, they always say the loudest one in the room is the brokest one in the room. But for some reason, women like that flashy look, or they like what men represent versus the actual man. Get to know the actual man. So this year, are we competing with each other, or we just, like, what's going on? Are we competing with each other this year? Like, are women competing this year, or are women more so like embracing the sisterhood route, or like what you see going on?
I feel like women should be building healthy friendships with boundaries and morals and grace and compassion in your girl group. Yeah. Like I said, you don't owe anybody else any loyalty, because you don't know those people. They can't call your phone and just get a, hey girl, or how's your day going? How's your family going? This, that, and the third. So I feel like nobody owes another woman anything, even though it should be that way. I don't really date nobody that, will have a girlfriend. Like I said in the past, like I have done things
Right.
or whatever with, that ain't so pleasant to say,
Right.
like, yeah, he had a girlfriend or whatever.
Right.
And I just bypassed those things because I was being selfish or whatever. But overall, I feel like my friends know I ain't trying to cross that line. Like, it's definitely a line there, and I'm not crossing it. But again, women you don't know, you can't have that loyalty for somebody that you don't even know.
Right.
You can always consider them or whatever, but it's still, I don't care. You know what I mean? Because it's his job to be loyal to his person. No matter how you see it, how you want to cut the corner, it's his job because that's who he's entangled with.
All right, y'all. We at the portion of our podcast where we are in our game segment. So we're going to play a game. The game is going to be for social media. So it's going to be for you guys. It's going to be a poll. We're going to throw out some scenarios, and then you're going to answer in our comments when this goes live. So first scenario, your friend dated a guy for 2 months 3 years ago. Is he off limits? Let us know in the chat. Your friend dated a guy for 2 months 3 years ago. Is he off limits? He definitely off limits. I don't care how long ago it was.
Yeah,
he off
he's
limits.
off limits.
But let us know what you guys think in the chat.
Okay, chat. I have a question. Your best friend's ex from high school is now a millionaire and slides in your DM. Violation or valid? Which one you guys would choose?
Ooh. It's a violation. I don't care how much money he got. He a millionaire now. He was still your friend's ex. It don't matter if it's from high school. She dated him. He was a part of her life. They probably did a lot of things together. They've crossed certain boundaries. He's still her ex. So in my eyes, it's still it's a violation.
I feel the same. I feel like it's definitely a violation because at the end of the day, that's my friend. She's still my friend. So what I'm
You gonna let $1 million change the fact that we cool? I mean,
but that's what I said. It should just be a no. Like even if you seen him out or whatever, it should just be a no.
Yeah.
No. Just find somebody else.
All right, guys. So next scenario. Your friend has a crush on a guy at work, but hasn't spoken to him. You two hit it off at happy hour. Is this a violation or is this valid? I'm going to reread the question. Your friend has a crush on a guy at work, but she hasn't spoken to him. She has not said anything to him. She just crushing on him. She ain't said nothing to him yet. You two hit it off at happy hour. Is this a violation or is this valid? I don't think it's a violation because, I mean, although she has a crush on him, she hasn't acted on the crush. She hasn't said anything to him.
I feel like it's a violation.
You feel
only because she will be crushed. You know what I mean? She will be too crushed. She will be so sad. Like she wouldn't talk to you. You know what I mean?
Right,
like it would be one of those things where she probably won't be your friend anymore because she's gonna feel like you knew about that she was crushing on that guy.
Now, if she told you she was crushing on him, she trying to get at him, then I mean, she need to act on the crush, essentially. But I mean, I'm just saying, I'm playing devil's advocate. She need to act on the crush. You can't be crushing on somebody and then you not saying that you crushing on them. And then, because how her friend knows she crushing on him? Did she say that she's crushing on him?
But I'm pretty sure if it's a friend, my crushes. You
Right.
know.
First of all, you already know what my answer is on this because like I said, I don't want nobody who want my best friend. But in this case, it's the opposite. The best friend actually wants the guy. It's her crush. So he don't even know about it. She's crushing on him.
Yeah, so that's what I say. It's a little tricky, but I probably would pass even still because,
I definitely would
like
not.
I said, she will be crushed.
She's definitely gonna be crushed. But technically, is it really a violation since she's not?
I'm not
gonna
say it's a violation. I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do
pass.
it. Yeah. Okay.
So next scenario, guys. Your friend's husband's single brother starts showing interest in you. Violation or is it valid?
It's valid. It's your friend's husband, single brother. He's single. He's single. You single. What's the problem? Where we seeing the red flags at? What's up?
I feel like that it is valid, but I don't know. I don't really kind of like meshing with my friends, family, or like your person's.
I mean, it's his brother. It's
no, that's what I said. I'm just
brother.
saying, me personally, like I just like to find my own outside person or whatever.
Right. That's your preference.
My preference, or if it's his friend, I don't mind really kind of like friends, but really,
but you don't want to be in the family.
Yeah.
You don't want to get in the family. You don't want to be in the family.
I'm tricky. It's tricky for me with friends as well. I feel like I don't want to date your husband's friends for real.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if they fall out, it's just
or
gonna
if
be
something goes
wrong,
it
or
could be bad.
It could be a messy situation for sure. So
Okay.
I'm kind of iffy with those things.
Right. All right, guys. We asked you guys for some best friend mail. We asked, you guys listened, and you delivered. So I'm going to read to you some of the best friend mail that we received this week. It says, Dear V and Monique, I've lost all my trust in women these days because it feels like every time I end a relationship, someone I'm connected with or friends try to date my ex. I've had this happen several times, and the worst one was a few years ago when my longtime fiance and I of 8 years, also my son's father, decided to end our friendship due to differences. We had a wedding planned and everything, and it all got called off within a month. And within a month, a girl who called herself my friend was at our engagement, been in our home, dated his friend, and always was texting me, oh my God, girl, I miss you and I love you so much. Was on vacation with him and his homeboys. That was 3 years ago. Fast forward, her and my son's father are now dating, and she is now co-parenting my son. My son talks about her all the time. I've forgiven to the best of my ability and blessed them both to parent my son, but it still hurts. It hurts because every time I hear her name, I realize how badly I'm affected because I would prefer solitude over making friends because this has really moved me to struggle and trust women. Watching you both inspires me to trust a friendship again, but how?
This
is deep. Baby, this is deep.
Best friend, that was deep.
She was in a whole relationship. She was engaged, ready to walk down the aisle with this man, and a friend who was at the engagement party, who was texting her. She says, in quote, was texting her, OMG, I miss you, girl, and I love you so much. You miss me and you love me. You was at my engagement party, and now 3 months after I call off my wedding, you're dating my ex-fiance and co-parenting my child?
I'm not that mature. I don't think I'm that mature. I'm not
at that level of maturity where I'm gonna be able to let that slide, baby.
Not girl. Right away. Like you can't co-parent my kid.
You cannot co-parent my kid, and we have not had. First of all, we can't have no conversation. Other things need to be arranged. Conversations are out the window. We can't even talk at this point.
I don't like that. I don't even know what would I do at that moment because it's just like so many slaps in the face. So many, you done been in my home. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know,
so many boundaries done been crossed.
You know what I mean? And it's like, seriously, you was at my engagement. Yeah. You know, it's one thing to like, this telling me I love you or something, but this is somebody you're saying that is friend because she came to important events.
Right.
And now all of a sudden they're dating. Like, I feel like you've been
together.
I feel like you've been plotting this or you've been had this in the cards. So therefore, I would want to probably put hands on you. You know what I mean? Like we would have to probably battle or something like just because I'm just that upset and I'm that frustrated with you. Like I don't know about that. I just
baby, my heart goes out to you.
Yes, for sure.
And I'm so glad that we can inspire you to want to trust friendship again, because really after a betrayal like that, it would be very hard for me to go back into a friendship like that. But I would say going forward this time in friendship, some kind of way those signs were there. You need to pay more attention in your friendships, and you need to vet your friends better. That would be my advice to you. You need to vet your friends better and pay closer attention to, your friends, especially with your spouse, the dynamic that they have, because somewhere along the lines, it was signs of this, and you probably just ignored them or overlooked them. So I would definitely say my advice would be you got to vet your friends better, babes.
And my advice would just be, I'm sorry it even happened to you, but it's just like, you don't even know. It's like, I don't even know how to prepare for stuff like that, because, that could come from left field, and you wasn't aware of like her plans or something. But I also feel like some women are just like that. Some women can play a good game and can play good cards and make it looks good, and all the while they want your life. So I just feel like, I'm sorry that happened to you, and definitely try to pay close attention to your friends, and express the things that happened to you prior to, and so and put that as a boundary or expectation for your next friends, to say like, listen, I've been through a lot. I like,
this
I
is
trusted,
a hard no for me.
I trusted women before. Please don't hurt me, or please don't have that jealous spirit or that competitive spirit with me. If you're gonna be my friend, be my friend. Right. And that's why I'm so keen on that. If you're gonna be my friend, be my friend. I don't need that sideways friendships and stuff like that. And I'm not even hard up for friends, but everybody needs friends. Everybody needs an outlet. So I understand it, but you definitely got to watch out.
All right, guys, that's all we have for you on Girl Code. We hope we answered a lot of your questions and helped you out when it comes to Girl Code in this new season, these new days that we living in. We hope we helped you guys answer a lot of questions, get a lot of clarity on Girl Code, how it used to be, how it is now. Okay, besties, see you next week. Same time, same friendship.
Bye, guys.